The wing of celebrating its 75th anniversary this year with a show of strength off the northern coast. The Navy's Cairns-based patrol boat flotilla conducted a day-long series of manoeuvres and tactical demonstrations in the waters around Magnetic Island near Townsville.
It was a day designed specifically for the Navy to strut its stuff in front of a captive audience of local VIPs and media representatives. The 4 Fremantle-class patrol boats, HMAS Townsville, Ipswich, Bendigo and Gladstone, steamed out of Townsville Harbour this morning, intent on impressing their guests. And impressed they did. Throughout the days, the crews were kept at their posts, while either individually, in pairs or as a flotilla, the vessels were put through their paces.
The ship which is conducting the exercise, or the serial, chooses a selection of those manoeuvres, and he then pushes out to all the other ships each manoeuvre as it's about to occur. When each ship has receded and understood that manoeuvre, he will then execute the manoeuvre, and the ships will carry out whatever that manoeuvre is. What you're seeing here, Chris, is a towing exercise. We practice it with other naval ships in case we have to tow them, or in fact any other vessel which we find which could be disabled.
Of course, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and for the crew on board the Royal Australian Naval patrol boats, the light relief comes in the form of an unusual exercise known as fleet drills. They've
got two good points in that they really do, as you've seen today, foster a bit of initiative. It's the guy who's got that initiative that's going to get in a few moments before the other ship, and it also helps foster that competitive.
That was the year Australia's fledgling naval forces first took to the water. Well, as you'd expect, quite a few changes have occurred since those early days. And in the waters off North Queensland this week, local naval forces showed their operation to the media in honour of the occasion. Chris Hill reports.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
As you may have guessed, 1986 is a special year for the Royal Australian Navy. It's its 75th birthday, and while the only northern naval base is stationed in Cairns, its staff are determined to ensure that as many people as possible have the opportunity to get to know a little more about the nautical force. This week, the 4 Fremantle-class patrol boats based in Cairns, HMA ships Townsville, Bendigo, Ipswich and Gladstone, left their home port for just such a purpose. Dignitaries and media representatives in Townsville were treated to a day on board the vessels in what was codenamed Operation Shop Window.
Our program's been put together to allow us a couple more opportunities of this kind in Gladstone and Mackay in the next couple of months.
What else do the Navy have on the plans for the celebrations this year?
Mainly we're interested in the Cairns and the Queensland area. We've got a lot of activities with major vessels visiting us later in the year. Our Navy Week will be a bigger than normal event this year in Cairns, and we're hoping to be involved in more of the things that we don't often get involved in, like the starts of yacht races and other activities where the Navy can be seen at its sparkling best.
The patrol boats are exceptional vessels, manned by 22 crew, including officers, and measuring 42 metres. You can well imagine they're like floating close-knit communities. They're among the smallest vessels commissioned in the Navy, but that doesn't apply to their stature. The very nature of their operations mean they log the most sea time, with 2-week maintenance breaks in between 6-week patrols. They're called on to perform innumerous tasks. The most publicised of those would be the apprehension of illegal fishing vessels, and are required to be constantly proficient and efficient, hence this operation. What you're about to see now is known as a heaving line transfer, a manoeuvre that requires exceptional skill with the vessels in such close proximity.
You can see she's come down in speed now, and she's paralleling our course and slowing down to our speed. And they're going to be using a heaving line. They're swinging it now on the pokes all over to us. It is a difficult seam in evolution. He's got the first one over now. We'll see them now attach that to a heavier line. You can see them doing that now. And it's that line that any stores which would be sent across in the real situation would be attached to.
Many an unfortunate Taiwanese fishing vessel have been on the receiving end of this particular exercise.
What you're seeing here, Chris, is a towing exercise. We practice it with other naval ships in case we have to tow them, or in fact any other vessel which we find which could be disabled.
Just a brief look at Operation Shop Window. An interesting sideline to this story comes in the form of one Sub-Lieutenant Mark Sorby. Mark is part of an exchange program the Northern Base is running with the Fijian Navy.
The purpose of it really is for the benefit of both countries having that variety in training and two different types of ships with two different types of naval organization, I suppose. We run minesweepers in the Fijian Navy, and these are Fremantle class patrol boats. And I really wouldn't have the chance to serve on one at home, and of course I'm getting the benefit of that while I'm here, and likewise with my counterpart in Fiji.
The patrol boats have now returned to their base in Cairns, but not before making quite an impression. And I suppose all that remains to be said is happy birthday. But for the very last...
Boats, the fluky winds around the high